Stone Island, a brand with international fame that lives luxury, quality, and understatement. But have you ever been intrigued by the captivating hype surrounding Stone Island? The truth is, without the influence of English hooligans, Stone Island would have never attained the level of popularity it enjoys today. Artists like Travis Scott, Skepta, and Drake have played a significant role in catapulting the brand into the mainstream. However, the story of Stone Island began much earlier. The compass badge, which was originally embraced by Italian hipsters, has now ascended to an iconic status, adorning Drake's neck as a chain with an astounding value of $100,000. Stone Island has become an integral part of the fashion scene. But how did all of this come to be? How has Stone Island established and fostered connections with diverse subcultures? And what specific influences and contributions has the brand made to these subcultures? Let's take a trip back to its origins. In 1982, Stone Island was founded by Massimo Osti. He derived the name from one of his favorite authors, Joseph Conrad, known for his seafaring tales. Osti, being an admirer of the sea, combined the most frequently mentioned words associated with the sea, stone and island. Interestingly, Conrad's works were linked to England, which is where Stone Island initially gained substantial success, thanks to its association with the hooligan scene. But we'll delve into that shortly. Let's first talk about Osti himself. He is hailed as the pioneer of sportswear for his innovative use of fabrics that were unconventional in the realm of fashion. He transformed truck tarpaulins into jackets, demonstrating a commitment to sustainability. Furthermore, due to his affinity for the sea, he chose the compass as the brand's logo. After around 10 years, Massimo Osti had explored all he desired with Stone Island, and subsequently departed from the company. Before the emergence of the hooligans, another subculture had embraced Stone Island, also known as Stony. In Milan, the Paninaro subculture came into being. These young individuals frequented panini bars and celebrated the American lifestyle by blending high-fashion brands from their own country with elements inspired by 1950s America. Their attire often featured thick puffer jackets, paired with blue jeans and Timberland boots. The Paninaro style quickly spread from Milan across Italy. However, how does this relate to the hooligans? The British hooligan culture had been a concern since the 1970s, and law enforcement agencies were increasingly grappling with the issue. In the 1980s, it reached its zenith, with British football clubs achieving greater success. Away games became more frequent. In short, no stadium wanted English hooligans due to their tendency for violence and aggression. To enter the stadiums and support their teams in their own unique manner, the hooligans needed to appear as non-threatening as possible. Consequently, they deliberately dressed in designer clothes. When a group of seemingly affluent individuals dressed in expensive garments roamed around, the police were less likely to approach them. This gave rise to a significant subculture. However, the police eventually caught on to this strategy. Moreover, within the scene, there was a competitive aspect. Who could bring back the most expensive brand from the farthest games? Who traveled the longest distance to demonstrate their unwavering loyalty to their team? A similar phenomenon occurred in France with Lacoste. However, Stone Island prevailed because tracksuits from Sergio Tacchini or Lacoste were ill-suited for the English weather. On the other hand, Stone Island's materials kept the hooligans warm on the stands and provided protection during altercations with other hooligans after matches. The distinctive arm patch also aided in identifying fellow hooligans. It possessed a chameleon-like quality. Worth noting is that the badge, recognized by everyone today, draws inspiration from military insignia and is crafted from black wool with a yellow compass rose. There was a slight modification from the initial design. The green border of the badge transitioned to black. Since these early designs are no longer in production, they have become highly sought after by fans. It's common for items that are eventually discontinued by esteemed brands to become the most valuable on the resale market. During the 1992 European Championship, Stone Island unofficially became the official symbol of hooligan culture. When England was eliminated, fans erupted in mayhem and looted a store, making off with a substantial amount of Stone Island clothing. The incident garnered significant media attention. Isn't it intriguing? Or perhaps it wasn't entirely detrimental for the brand. Intense media coverage, even if it slightly tarnishes a reputation, can still be advantageous. The association with hooliganism created an aura of hype. People embraced the style, not necessarily because they were part of the scene, but because they wanted to be perceived as such. Stone Island was even banned from certain British pubs as a means of distancing themselves from violence. Consequently, the brand became intrinsically linked to the hooligans. In the late 1980s, the British government began cracking down harder on hooligans. Only a few individuals were willing to risk severe penalties for their lifestyle. Consequently, many former hooligans transitioned to the peaceful techno scene. The fan stands and fights transformed into illegal raves in the countryside. However, the dress code remained the same, and Stone Island found a new audience within this rebellious scene. A scene free from violence, albeit temporarily, as the government also began cracking down on illegal raves in 1994. This presented no problem for Stone Island, because it was gradually inching its way into the mainstream, thanks in part to Noel Gallagher of Oasis. Having shared a certain connection with hooligans in the past, Gallagher wore Stone Island as a tribute to those bygone days. Now, The compass logo can be spotted on the grandest concert stages, and Stoney has firmly established itself. The next wave of hype would take a few more years, but it would inevitably arrive. In 2013, a British marketplace called Wavy Gars emerged on Facebook, transcending its role as a mere reseller. The group dictated the fashion trends in London, and Stone Island became an integral part of that. Simultaneously, a new subculture emerged, lending support to the brand's resurgence. The New Lad casuals marked a revival of terrace casual fashion from the 1980s, embraced this time by hipsters rather than hooligans. Stone Island also gained recognition in the United States through a collaboration with Supreme, further fueling its popularity. Suddenly, Stone Island was being worn everywhere. Drake, Travis Scott, Vince Staples, and ASAP Nast propelled the brand into the American hip-hop scene. Drake became a game-changer. His love for Stone Island was so profound that he had a custom-made Stone Island chain valued at $100,000. Undoubtedly, this served as the ultimate advertisement for Stone Island. Many believe that Stoney draws inspiration from English culture, and for the British, Stone Island carries significant cultural weight due to its association with various subcultures. It's no wonder that artists like Skepta proudly wear and promote Stoney. Furthermore, Drake and Skepta are not only friends but also label mates. Fans often debate who adopted the style first, but ultimately, it holds little importance. In 2020, Moncler acquired Stone Island for over €1 billion, just as Virgil Abloh and Louis Vuitton or Kim Jones and Dior have accomplished. Stone Island aims to establish itself among a younger target audience. Hasn't it already achieved that goal? However, this time, it doesn't rely on celebrity designers. Stone Island's creativity is the product of collaboration among a larger creative team. The CEO of Moncler affirms the goal of maintaining the brand's essence and perfecting the delicate balance between urban subculture and luxury. But of course, what else would he say? After all, he just invested billions in this brand. Since its inception, Stone Island has traversed through various cultures without compromising its distinctive style. It has journeyed from Italian hipsters to football fans, hooligans, ravers, old rock stars, and new rock stars. Today, it has solidified its place in the mainstream. Nevertheless, let's never forget that, in the end, it's simply clothing adorned with a patch. That is the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to my channel. Let me know which hype you'd like to explore next.